I've learned to slam on the brakes before I even turn the key. Evan Hansen hits the perfect note when he sings these lyrics in Waving Through a Window, a song from the musical Dear Evan Hansen. These relatable words at times have been the soundtrack of my life. I have prematurely denied myself opportunities because of fear and doubt, and I have masked that fear with several convenient but inadequate excuses. Finally, I hit a point where I no longer wanted to rob myself of new experiences. This point led me to the realization that I needed to start trying new things, no matter what I expected the outcome to be. What could possibly go wrong with a realization such as this? Well, quite a bit, actually. However, I have learned that no matter what the outcome of the experience is, the joy and the opportunities that come from the journey are the most important part. I am who I am today because of the collection of experiences and journeys that I have had. No matter what the outcome of these journeys is, every journey teaches you something new about yourself. I am an introvert, but I am also an avid sign language learner who is expanding upon her skills in solo mime. Yeah, I'll let that one sink in for a second. Introvert, solo mime, yeah. So how did that happen? Well, it's an interesting story. This story begins with the incredibly shy, quiet 6th grade version of me who feared any form of public speaking, including answering questions in class. I worked best when I was given specific directions and if my teachers told me exactly how they wanted my assignments done. In 6th grade, I got a teacher that refused to give me parameters for my assignments. She wanted me, 6th grade me, I remind you, to use my own creativity. I didn't even trust my own creativity, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out why she did. It wasn't until recently that I realized all this teacher had done for me. She taught me a very valuable lesson, which was that perfection is an unattainable goal, and that with creativity, you have the capacity to reach your own form of perfection. Without learning to trust my own creativity, I never would have been anything more than that shy little 6th grader with the very small comfort zone. Over the next few years, I decided to try more and more activities. I started to use my slowly growing confidence to expand upon my interests. I found activities that I really enjoyed, such as mock trial, debate, speech, and sign language. I also found those that I didn't like so much, like softball, volleyball, or most anything that regarded a ball of any type, as well as cross country. Finding enjoyable and unenjoyable activities is very important. Without finding activities that you don't enjoy, you would never be able to fully appreciate those that you do enjoy. Every activity that we try teaches us something new about who we are. When applying this to my own journey, a few examples are mock trial and sign language. When I joined mock trial, I had no idea what I was doing. I was terrified to speak in front of an audience, and in my first trial competition, the people in the back of the room probably couldn't even hear me. But I tried it, and I will forever have the amazing memories of the friendships and experiences that I gained. Through mock trial, I learned confidence, public speaking skills, and was led to my possible future career path of law. However, none of these benefits were ever in my head when I initially joined the team. My only goal that first year was to not throw up from my nerves. When I started my project with sign language, I had no idea how much the language would teach me about the world around me. In 6th grade, I chose Helen Keller for a presentation where I was supposed to act as if I was the person I was presenting on. If I was going to accurately represent Helen, I needed to do the presentation in sign. Helen Keller changed the world without ever speaking. She found her own voice amidst the silence. When I found sign language, I was looking for my own voice. Through sign language, I had the opportunity to teach and sign a song with a young special needs student. At first, I was terrified. I started to doubt myself and my ability to work with this student. Although we had our ups and downs, as all do, we were able to create something that was very meaningful to both of us. While I was supposed to be the teacher, this student ended up teaching me more about who I was and wanted to be than I ever imagined. All of my activities have led to the person that I am today. Each year I have tried to do little things to wade deeper into that activity pool. But this year, I jumped in the deep end. And by deep end, I mean solo mime. An introvert and shy person's worst nightmare. When I was approached about doing solo mime for a speech contest, I first thought, nope, no way. But then as I got to thinking about it more, I realized that my initial reaction was the exact reason why I should try it. Why not? People were surprised by the decision that I'd made. Some supported it, others not so much. However, the friendships that resulted, paired with the increase in confidence that mime gave me, far outweighed any of the initial doubts that I had. I am grateful for all of the experiences and journeys I've been able to embark upon, good and bad. No matter what the result of the journey is, all journeys involve highs and lows. So many times, we as human beings only notice the highs of those around us. When we are talking to people, we fail to acknowledge our own lows because we feel that other people don't have them. We start to think that as soon as we experience a low, we should just quit because nobody ever has those. Have you ever been told any story with a happy ending where the main character didn't encounter trials and turmoil? Life is not perfect, but think of where those happy ending stories would have ended up had the protagonist given up when times got difficult. They would no longer be happy endings. It would be so easy for me to stand here and tell you that everything will be rainbows and unicorns as soon as you begin to step out of your comfort zone. But nothing worth doing is ever that simple. If you are able to view yourself as the protagonist in your own story, then you are able to realize all of the greater impacts of taking risks, even if you're unable to see them at the time. Sometimes, past experiences can make us feel like we already know what will happen when we try something new. Other times, fear of the unknown can hold us back. In either of these cases, hesitation can and will rob us of our lives. I will always fear getting into a car crash, but I still need to be able to drive if I'm going to get to where I need to go. And while we are on this topic, do not let anyone ever tell you that you cannot accomplish your goals. This happens a lot. A person thinks that they know you well enough to tell you who you can and cannot be. I have had my fair share of people who have blatantly told me that I can't do something, and that can take a horrible toll on a person. The best medicine for this is proving that person wrong. When we prove to someone else what we can do, we prove to ourselves how strong we really are. Sometimes, this can even include proving ourselves wrong. After all, our minds are our own worst critics. Even though this critic is never going away, the notion that it is always correct is a complete fallacy. There are two ways that you can live your life: on the inside and on the outside, looking in. If you are living inside your life, you are living in every moment. You are trying new things and continuously expanding upon yourself. If you are on the outside, you are waving through a window. You are watching everyone around you grow as people and try new things, but you are incapacitated by fear, sadness, doubt. You cannot live your life just one way or the other. Each person's life is a combination of these two options. I know that almost everyone would much rather live inside their lives, and the best way to do this is to continuously expand upon yourself. When I grow old, I want to look back on my life and smile at the triumphs, laugh at the craziness of activities such as solo mime, and know that I owned every moment of my life. In order to do that, you cannot expect to accomplish anything if you do not believe you can. Believing in yourself comes first. Don't let yourself or anyone else tell you who you can be. Try new things, and don't be on the outside of that window. Live your life, and don't be so quick to slam on that metaphorical brake before you even turn the key. To quote Evan Hansen once more, all you have to do is just believe you can be who you want to be.